Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we are going to be playing Thrall. Now, I am recording this still on April 1st, so we do have the big head mode enabled still. Thrall has received some quality of life changes in the last patch, and I kind of want to show you the build that I am using since then.
Glory to the Horde.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple. Our team looks really... Our team looks ridiculous, and I love it. We're going to be heading down to the bottom lane. At level 1, I am going to be picking up Rolling Thunder. Now, you may be like, Pallytime, why on earth would you pick up Rolling Thunder? A Chain Lightning for a Thrall? Yeah. Well, increase the Chain Lightning range and attacks restore mana on Rolling Thunder. Basically, this is going to allow me to harass in lane, and it'll keep my mana bar up, which is something that Thrall struggles with in a lot of the same ways that Kerrigan does. When... Man, we're just being noticed by everybody. Okay. Basically, when Thrall runs out of mana, he dies. Same thing with Kerrigan. So we want ways, with this particular build, the one I'm going for, we want ways to sustain our mana bar. And Rolling Thunder is going to be a great way to do that. Hi. We typically don't want to have a lot of people in the bottom lane, so hopefully these guys are roaming up top. Looks like they are. The friendly team, Sylvanas, Tassadar, Zeratul, Nazebo, Thrall. The enemy team, Gazlo, Kerrigan, Vala, Sergeant Hammer, and Diablo. Okay, so my Q ability is Chain Lightning. It looks like we do have the latency warning up at the top right, so we are going to be lagging a little bit in today's video. Not too sure why, All right, going in with the Wolf. We are going to lock Sergeant Hammer down in place, and the Chain Lightning with the damage of the friendly team is going to help take him down. Really good gank there. Really good gank. My Q ability is Chain Lightning. This is going to hit a single target and then jump to, I believe, 2 more targets after the initial one. And again, because of our talent at level 1, it's basically not going to have a mana cost. We can spam this as much as we want, and it's going to be free, which is really, really nice. Enemies recently hit by Chain Lightning restores 10 mana. So as long as we're chaining the Chain Lightning, it's pretty cheap. I think it costs 10 mana. Not bad at all. Our W ability is Feral Spirit. This is a wolf that we will send out to the enemy team. The lag is a little noticeable sometimes and not noticeable at all other times. This is going to be a little weird. It's going to be a weird match. The friendly team deciding that we want to claim the middle temple rather than contesting the top as well, which isn't a terrible idea. We trade a little bit. Kind of a gentleman's exchange. Sylvanas is going up to soak top. I think that's totally fine. Zeratul going down to soak middle, and the enemy Sergeant Hammer is still pushing. So they actually do not have a lot of defenses up top. I kind of want to head up there. We'll leave our Tassadar down here and hope he does okay. I'm going to go for the Mana Tide trait. This is going to allow my trait to also return mana to me. The Wolf does not land, but Windfury is going to give us a speed increase, and we can catch up just fine there. Unfortunately, they did get all the shots out of that, and we responded really, really late, but hey, that's okay. Windfury is my E ability. It increases our movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds, and our next 3 auto attacks hit really, really quickly. This is a great way of dishing out a ton of damage. It's also a great way to get out of confrontation. I'm going way too deep. It's a great way to get out of confrontations, as you just saw there, as I used Windfury to run. Our trait is Frostwolf Resilience. Typically, how this works is down at the bottom left side of the screen, you'll see a wolf medal, a wolf pendant. As we cast abilities, or as our Chain Lightning change, this pendant will start to fill up. When it gets full, it heals us. And because of the talent we just picked up, it also is going to return a little bit of mana. So basically what we're going for here is an ultimate sustain build. I never want to have to go back to base unless I'm dead. I want to be able to simply live off of sippy cups and the sustain that this build gives me, and hopefully it's fine. Lag is once again noticeable. Now, alternatively, what you would do, you pretty much... The most successful builds for Thrall right now all pretty much go with the same talents that I'm going to be picking late game, but the difference is the early game talents. So if you want to switch us up a little bit, Envenom is a fantastic talent, and once again, it does not use your mana bar. It's a great way of dealing a significant amount of damage to a single target. And then at the early game, a lot of builds are going with block because Thrall is very susceptible to crowd control, just like Illidan is. You kind of want to think of him the same way. So you always want to be careful about where you're sitting, and block, if you do get caught, is a means to help you get away. So hopefully we don't regret our talent choices. I'm pretty happy with this. I've tried it a couple times now, and I've had some pretty good success, which is why I'm sharing it with you all today. All right, the bottom temple is up. Let's head on down here. Pinging for assistance. We know the enemy Diablo is nearby. It looks like he's the only one here, though. Let's go ahead and root him in place. Sylvanas is going to come in for a little bit of damage, and we can deal some with our Windfury. Now backing off since the enemy team is starting to show up. Vala does get hit with the Singularity Spike in the zombie wall, but of course she can just tumble right out of the zombie wall. Sergeant Hammer out of position here, but he's essentially going to make it so his entire team can push forward. The Wolf going out again. I'm going to be focusing the enemy. Gazlowe, we take him down just fine. Now body blocking the enemy Kerrigan. Chain Lightning is going to hit all members of the enemy team here, and trying to stick to Vala as best as I can. We are going to take her down as well. Diablo coming back for a little bit of action, but he is the closest enemy to all of these minions. All right, I'm coming in. No, I'm not. Backing up. Going to die to Sergeant Hammer here. Got way too close. Walked into her mines as well. Diablo is going to die, but this fight continues to still go on as Sergeant Hammer once again sieges outside of the temple range, but is able to kill everything. But don't worry, we got all of the ballistic bombardments out of that we could. I probably could have picked my talents during that, but hey, commentating, playing, and it's hard. Okay, it's hard. Wind Shear reduces the Windfury cooldown by 4 seconds. Really, really important to dishing out melee damage in the late game. This is a melee-focused build, even though we do have the mana return on our Q. So we are going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of fights. And Windfury is just a way for us to deal a little bit more damage in that process. We are going to be picking up the Sundering Ultimate. This is going to create a wall. It's basically a straight line damaging ability, and then it rips the ground up for a few seconds and creates essentially a force wall that enemies can't pass. So, you know, we could do some fancy stuff like coming up behind these guys and being like, "You shall not pass!" and then missing it, and then missing our Frost Wolf. I mean, it's all an important part of the Sunder. You have to miss everything. It's a way of baiting them into a false sense of hope. With this build, a little bit later, we should be able to solo this boss no problem. I actually don't mind trying to take this right now if the team wants to, although it looks like we may be positioning for a team fight here as Diablo engages on our friendly Witch Doctor. I'm going to be forced out of here, but I can deal a little bit of damage before I go. Kerrigan coming in with that ultimate is going to be right on my coattails, but she is walking into the entirety of my team. We are going to cast Windfury, go in with the Chain Lightnings, but unfortunately get caught in her stun, and I am not going to be able to make it out as Sergeant Hammer had really, really good positioning here. Now, block would have absolutely saved me in this particular situation. Block gets increasingly good depending on who you're going up against. Sergeant Hammer, really, really slow hitting character, hits very, very hard. So being able to block 1 or 2 of those auto attacks, because it is based on a timer, is really, really good against Sergeant Hammer. Another character, Nova, really, really good against her. But the enemy team also has Vala, one of the fastest attacking characters in the whole game. So you kind of have to counterbalance that. If Vala's hitting you, then you're not going to be soaking up any of Sergeant Hammer's damage. And really, a single auto attack from Vala does not hit that hard. So we want to get these guys off this point. Obviously, Gazlowe doing a great job of body blocking himself in here, though. Zeratul missed an opportunity to keep him in that, but the Frost Wolf is going to go out, or whatever this wolf is called, and we are going to take over the top temple. Vala has something to say about that, but she should be pushed out of here just fine. And we now know that bottom cannot be too secured based on their positioning. Wow, she's all right. I was going to help, but, you know, you got it. It's cool. So do I have enough time to get down to bottom? No. No, I do not. I don't think so anyway. Let's head down there. We'll try. We'll try. At the very least, we can pick up a Sergeant Hammer kill, because we know Sergeant Hammer's down here. We are going to be... Oh, shit. Sunder! Yeah, that'll do. That'll do just fine. We are going to be picking up Grace of Air. Windfury grants double Frost Wolf resilience. So, while we're going into fights with the reduced cooldown on our Windfury, we're going to be casting this as much as we can. And double Frost Wolf resilience just means that we're going to be healing significantly more than we were before. So this little medal over on the left side of the screen is going to be filling up much faster than it used to be. And this is only going to get better as the game continues to progress, so keep that in mind as well. We do have a Sylvanas on our team, and she is freezing these keeps, so we're just going to push right in with her and deal as much damage as we can. We were able to get that in a matter of seconds. The enemy team now showing up to try to stop us, but they're just all a little bit too late, and we are going to completely ravage the bottom lane. Diablo trying to fight back, but we should all just chill. Still have the latency warning. I'm playing this game while lagging. This sucks. I am uploading on my other computer, but normally it doesn't affect my gaming PC. We do see the enemy team is pushing top, so this is a little bit of a safe play. They could fall back right now. We are likely going to lose a keep for this, as they do have a Robo Goblin Gazlo. We can stop them from trying to impede on this if we really wanted to, but we're going to be just fine. Let's go in for another snipe on Kerrigan, shall we? I do not secure that kill, although it definitely would have. The wolf going out on Diablo is going to block him in place, and the chain lightning, well, if I had time to cast it, would have secured that. They are still pushing into our base. We can, I'm all for a base race right now, as we do still have Sylvanas up. Shit, Sergeant Hammer in there dealing a ton of damage, but you could just see that Frostwolf Resilience is gonna sustain us just fine. Remember, this build is all about sustain, and I have not gone back to a sippy cup once. Keep that in mind. We've been in constant combat. We've constantly been going after things. Yeah, I've died twice, which, you know, is inevitable when I'm playing, but it really has been aggressive, and we've been able to be all over the map because of it. Next talent is going to be Tempest Fury. Windfury's final strike hits 3 times. This, once again, is going to make our Frostwolf Resilience go through the roof, and also going to make our damage skyrocket as well. Look at those numbers there. That's impressive. We're hitting for like almost 1,000 damage on the final hit of our E ability. That's a lot. That's a lot. And this is why Thrall is a prime crowd control target. So if you're playing Thrall, you need to be looking out for the enemy team's crowd control. We are holding both temples this time. Looks like our... Dude, I love the way Nazebo looks in big head mode. It seriously just makes me so happy. We are taking the top shine. Kerrigan come in and have something to say about that. Is she going to be able to push them back? She is going to take down the Nazebo. Sergeant Hammer trying to get onto that temple, but wasn't quite able to. Or is there still going for the melee build? That's interesting. We will go ahead, just stand here, Tassadar and I, together until the end, and we should be able to take this over just fine. He did go for the double Psionic Storm build on Tassadar, which I think is great on this map, because you can do exactly what he did there. Lay the first one down on the left, lay the second one down on the right, and then you're guaranteed to critical hit both of those guys. It's really, really strong. The wolf going out is going to lock down Diablo again. Of course, he can just push me away if he wants to switch directions, but he hasn't done anything so far. The Sunder! Oh, it was a good one. It was a good one. And we are going to take down the Lord of Terror. The enemy Gazlo probably down in this area. Hey, what do you know? I called it. Let's see if we can catch up to him, as he is pushing down the bottom lane pretty aggressively. It looks like he is going to be backing off here. So as far as hero damage, I mean, we honestly, I thought we would have done a lot more than that. We're definitely participating in all these fights, although it seems like a lot of my participation has just been utility stuff. For instance, blocking people with the Sunder, securing kills with the Sunder. And other than that, I've been focusing on getting these objectives, getting these mercenary camps like the giant we took earlier, and I'm able to sustain because of our particular build. So we definitely could be doing more damage in these team fights. It's user error in that regard. This is perfectly viable to walk into most team fights and just wreck stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to do that to Vala here. This fight is erupting though, and we are totally crowd controlled for days by the enemy team. I think we were caught in a Gazlo bomb and then hit with the Kerrigan combo. That was not fun. Just going to throw some chain lightnings out. I'm going to try to get some health back. We can sustain at great range with this particular build. So I'm going to be coming back into this fight is basically what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and chain lightning the wall. That'll jump to other targets, and now we can come in with our Windfury now that we see Gazlo backing off. Gazlo almost dying to the spiders of Nazebo. Zebo is going to catch the enemy Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer's just going to use that concussive blast to get out of that, though. And you can see, without having to go back, we are still in this fight. We are still ready to go. And Sergeant Hammer... Oh, Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer. What happened to my camera? Oh, I clicked the fucking mini-map. Oh, God. Chain lightning something. Get health back. Oh, that's unfortunate. Windfury is going to come out to try to save me here. We'll root her with the wolf and hopefully retreat to safety. We are going to be picking up Blink as our level 20 talent. Once again, I said it earlier in the video, but oh man, she's coming after me in all kinds of ways. No, we can't have that. Oh man, the damage from Sylvanas is out of this world. What's her particular build? She's playing Assassin Sylvanas. I came up with an Assassin build. I want to see if this one is similar. Increases firing range. Oh, she went with follow through. Follow through could be really, really strong on her. So other than the follow through talent, that's my Assassin build. I'm going to have to try that out. She is dealing a ton of damage. But when I make builds about new characters, I usually, well, really, you guys should take this in every video. These are just builds that I use. I'm not a competitive player. I'm just going into quick matches. I'm having a good time because really, I think that's what the game is really about. We should be able to solo this guy no problem. We don't have battle momentum like Thrall used to, but really our sustain should be able to keep us in this okay. We are going to get breaks whenever this guy goes to stun us, so this is when we would want to cast like Chain Lightning and the Wolf to try to keep him in place. But it looks like we're going to be able to get this just fine. I really do enjoy characters that are able to jungle adequately, that are able to self-sustain themselves, which is what self-sustain means. Good job, Pally Time. And Thrall really is one of them if you build him properly. I mean, not very many characters in the game can still take over that boss, but it's not even needed because the friendly team is pushing down the core, and we are going to win. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. We can't because the screen is frozen, but don't worry, they'll be back soon. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Before I forget, the changes to Thrall, basically, we're making it so that his movement speed on his Windfury was a little bit faster, so he can get around a little bit more, because mobility is everything to him. I've always said this about Thrall. I've never thought he was overpowered, because if you stun him, he dies. There was an altercation in that match where I was stunned by Gazlo and Kerrigan, but I was only being hit by Kerrigan, and that was almost enough to completely nullify my health bar. So you really have to avoid that crowd control. There are some abilities, like reducing incoming ability damage may be a good talent on him, but Double Frost with Resilience just seems so good. It's so hard to pass up. And Blood for Blood's a difficult talent to get because you need the extra damage from your Windfury. I mean, these will probably do, about the same damage depending on who you're hitting. But this has, what, an 8-second cooldown, so it's kind of hard to pass that up. And really, if you wanted to take your damage to the next level, let's say you're just steamrolling the enemy team, you have an organized team on your side, you have a couple of supports keeping you alive, you would want to go with Nexus Blades at level 20. And instead of the Blink, again, under the right circumstances, you can't be crowd controlled, etc., but Nexus Blades will make you hit significantly harder with your Windfury. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for watching. I'm probably going to record one more today. I don't want to do too many with the big head, though. Like normally I would sit down and like knock out 5 videos or something, but I feel like playing with this big head mod is going to be distracting for some people. Who knows? I mean, he's chewing on his hair right now. Come on, Thrall. Come on, Thrall. That ain't right.